Positive thoughts, positive thoughts, yeah, positive thoughts, positive words. Do you believe in positive thoughts? Do you believe in the positive thoughts? Do you believe in the positive thoughts? Do you believe positive thoughts? Yeah, yeah, positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Ooh, ooh, positive thoughts. Oh, do you believe in the positive thoughts? 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 Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Yeah, yeah. Positive thoughts. Positive words. Do you believe in positive thoughts? Do you believe in the positive thoughts? Do you believe in the positive thoughts? Do you believe positive thoughts? Yeah, yeah. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. Ooh, ooh. Positive thoughts. Oh, do you believe in the positive thoughts? 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 Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Positive Vibes. It's your girl, Trelu, in studio. We're going to have an amazing day here on Positive Vibes on today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an extremely talented professional, beautiful guest coming on the show. Her name is Dr. Clarice Ford Kulah, who is a philanthropist, college professor, educator, movie producer, and she also products movies. She's been in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta. She's originally from Liberia, West Africa. We're going to be talking about the Liberia Year of the Diaspora. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I have a cool video to show you guys regarding what's going on in Liberia, and that you can be a part. We know so many people have want to go back to the motherland of Africa, and you know, when you have the opportunity to go back to the land of Africa, you know, we're not just to one place, but you can go to two places, and you know, it's going to be an amazing interview with Dr. Kulah, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a video coming up that you don't want to miss. You know who was involved in it. You're going to know the young man that's in this video, who went back to his roots. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just a powerful video that I want you guys to get engaged with. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just going to, you know, today is going to be an action-packed show. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Liberia and also how you can be a part of it. You know what? Currently, Dr. Kulah serves as a youth director and dance instructor at her church, as well as a PTA president at her children's high school. Dr. Kulah has her own production company called Divine Entertainment, LLC, which is a full-service production company that assists with the production from start to finish of movies. Dr. Kulah she's written a movie called Skin. She also is the producer, of the movie called The Providence, film directed by Rob Bob, and producer of Tyler Perry's movies, who is a producer of Tyler Perry's movies and TV shows. The movie Providence stars Vivica Fox, Van Vicker, Demetria McKinney, Lisa Wu, who I've met in Atlanta, beautiful young lady, Siaki Basakwa, and a list of notable international talent. Providence is a love story that is built upon the backdrop of historical facts during the founding of Liberia. If you guys have yet to see the movie Providence, I encourage you to do so today. Without further ado, I'm going to roll this video so that you guys can see exactly what's going on in Liberia and how you guys can be a part of it. I want to say good morning to you guys from Positive Vibes. From Positive Vibes, thank you for following me. Thank you for all the blessings. Thank you guys for showing up at the Black History Parade here in New Bern, North Carolina. It was truly an amazing experience for me to meet a lot of new people, a lot of new businesses, a lot of people here in New Bern that I haven't seen since being here, going on 2 years. You know, I'll add the other year that I was here, going on several years of being in New Bern. Truly an amazing experience. I want to give thanks to Vision Forward, Victor Taylor, for allowing me to be a part of the Black Historic Parade, which was a fabulous event. There was also events that went on after the fact, which were successful. So Vision Forward, Victor Taylor Trelu says, thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of the Black History Parade here in New Bern, North Carolina. There was over 300 people that were in 300 vehicles that were in the parade. Truly an amazing experience, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's get to what we came here for today on Positive Vibes. And this is lifting up Dr. Clarice Ford Kulah and the Year of Diaspora. Here is the video. Let me get that to you really quick, and we're going to move on. I want you guys to watch this video and to take notes of all the characters and the human lives that are in this video. It's truly going to bless your soul. And here's the video.
I left Liberia. This is my first time back in 37 years. God has made this land, oh my people. You can take out my brother, you can't take my brother out of me. Oh, Mr. John Davis? He said you don't want those other 12 wives. I'll take them. I'll take the 12 wives. Bless you.
And he is. I'm humbled. I ain't no I wouldn't have missed this opportunity. My mom and dad would have been so proud.
So we're praying that in our lifetime we will see the transformation for Africa. And I think it's going to get better.
I know it is. And now as I look back and I remember how Liberia was perceived when I first came and how it's perceived now amongst African Americans who can put a cogent sentence together. It's changed. And I think people like yourself, young people, particularly females, particularly women, carry the torch and kick down the doors and make it happen. So now 2 of us are moving in the same direction. 3 of us, 4 of us, 5. And the numbers grow, we move faster. We'll get to where God wants us to be.
Absolument.
I'm Jennifer Bacon. Representative Peter Ricks. Nice to meet you.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me for not rising.
Dr. Kulah.
Good to see you. Good to be seen, sir. Thank you. We can utilize our skills and our experience to enlighten the Liberian youth as to how they can affect things positively and dramatically and economically for the country's good. So I'm looking forward to as much time as I can spend amongst my Liberian friends. The food was wonderful. I love my cassava leaf, my palm butter. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and enjoying a good Liberian meal again. But so many wonderful memories of the things that I saw, the people I met, the way I was treated. It's unforgettable.
That's amazing.
But it was truly a memorable experience, and I'm so grateful to God to be back home again. It is very familiar to me, and it is an extension of my own home. So thank you, Liberia, for welcoming me back.
I felt so comfortable in Liberia. I felt totally devoid of any pressures from segregation, racism, or whatever. I felt like a drop of water, salt water in the ocean. I felt at home. And every time I come, every time I come to Liberia, and I'm not acting now, this is God saying, tell the truth, John, I'll put the words in your mouth. I felt at home. I felt for the first time I was someplace where I truly, truly, truly belonged and would be made to feel welcome. So Liberia is home to me. I could say I have been there. I have walked amongst the people. I have lived amongst them. I have eaten their food. I have become familiar with the culture, and I love it. To me, this is so filled with opportunity for all of us, whether you decide to become an artist or not, if you're in construction, if you're in business, whatever your aspirations are. I feel, I know in my heart, you can accomplish it here in Liberia. Anything is possible. I am proof of that. Thank you. Thank you all, and God bless you all.
Hello, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. That was truly an amazing video. I hope you guys felt that. And, John Amos was there. Dr. Kulah was in there. And there was a lot of other people. The comedian was there. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. Now, let's talk about this reunion that's going down in Liberia. In November and December of 2021 through December of 2022, the African diaspora from America, the Caribbean, and other countries around the world will storm Liberia for a cultural experience of a lifetime, as we celebrate Liberia's 200th year anniversary. The Year of the Diaspora is set to raise consumer awareness about tourism, sustainability, and build a global diaspora movement supporting economic development and transformation led by over 500,000 Liberians and Africans in the diaspora. The event will bring together excitement and hospitality of Liberia to a worldwide audience, therefore providing an opportunity for local businesses to promote themselves and integrate into global value chains. The Year of the Diaspora will showcase a diverse mix of live events, cultural awards, celebrations, insightful and educational tours, and impact-related projects in all 15 countries in Liberia. The event will bring together Liberians in the diaspora, Africans, tourists, business forums, businesses from diverse backgrounds to celebrate, network, and invest in their communities. The Year of the Diaspora aims to command a place in the hearts and minds of the audience and communities about the significance of how much of the diaspora investment fund will be achieved to poverty alleviation. And I want to tell you guys, on the website, there's so much information out there. There's information how you can make sure that you are COVID-19, you can adhere to the COVID-19, guidelines, before traveling. There's also information regarding health on the website, ladies and gentlemen. It's just truly an amazing experience. And I want to show you this other video while we're waiting for Dr. Kulah to come online for this interview. There's also, I want to show you the nightlife of Liberia that was improving in 2018. So Liberia is truly gaining ground and, seeking to, for all of us to, go back home to the motherland and see what we've missed for so many years. It's always an experience. And I've always wanted to be a part of, going back to Africa and visiting, and also putting in sharing my gifts with Africa, the things that God has blessed me with, and I do want to mention that the radio station that I did work for in Atlanta, they're have from Africa, they're from Liberian descent. So, so shout out to Pastor Owen Wallace, his family, and teaching me all the things regarding radio, adding on to some of the things about radio. So I truly thank you. I know he's been out there and doing and making an impact out there as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get this last video to you. But it's about the nightlife in Liberia, just almost like, not like here in the States, totally different. However, it's in Liberia. So I want to show you this video about the nightlife in Liberia and how it's improved. This was in 2018, so you can imagine how it is today. It's probably even better than what we're looking at here. So it is growing, and I want you guys to be a part of this. Let me show you this video as Dr. Kulah get ready to get before I pull her in on this interview today. You'll get to learn about exactly what it means to celebrate 2,000 years, the 2,000 year of anniversary of Liberia. Here's the video. Check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring this beautiful young lady from Liberia, Dr. Clarice Ford Kulah is ready to join us on this interview this morning. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my goodness, look at you. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm ready to climb through the video, climb through and give you a hug. I haven't seen you.
I know, right? Same here. It's been a while.
Goodness.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, this 2000th year anniversary is going to be absolutely amazing. You know what? I feel like I want to get on the train, plane, or whatever tonight, come out there, because I know we've talked in the past in regarding, going to Liberia and I was like, well, I want to go, then I talked to you, a couple of weeks ago in regarding the event and having John Amos there, and also the comedian and all the lab, and having even a lot of people come down there in regarding getting everything together. So it's truly an amazing experience.
Yes.
I was telling people that they can go to the website, register. I registered yesterday to get, to be more involved, and also to get more information. And also I got my passport. So I am halfway.
All right. All right, girl. That's important.
Halfway there. So let's talk about this. A lot of times, it's, Africa is always misconstrued on TV. People always see, the pictures of the pictures of the things that we know that are really not what Africa looks like. We see there's also beautiful things going on in Africa. And I did pull a video yesterday in regarding the nightlife of Africa, and it looks just like America. A little bit more, I think, but what it looks like to me is it has a little bit more taste to it, because it's our own people. It's them, it's them all over the place. So let's talk about this Liberia, this 2000th anniversary, and how can what made you guys come up with the Diaspora, this thing, the 2000th year anniversary? And
it's actually 200 years. So Liberia celebrated its 200-year anniversary. So about 200 years ago, which would have been 1822, is when free blacks from America actually got to the soil in Liberia. But prior to that, in February of 1820, they left the shores of America in New York and was headed to West Africa. That was about the time, slavery was about to end, and they were trying to find true freedom. You know what I mean? And of course, the American Colonization Society, which was a group of Caucasian men that got together and said we can take people, back to West Africa. And then, of course, people were given an opportunity to say yay or nay. So many African Americans, including one who happens to be my great-great-great-grandfather, Elijah Johnson, they were one of the first few people to sign up. So they got on the boat in 1820 and headed for West Africa. They first stopped in Sierra Leone, but things were not as good as they could have been. Many people died because of malaria and other issues that were local to that area. And so later on, in 1821, in December, land was purchased in Liberia. And then by 1822, people began to go into Liberia, because Liberia is right next door to Sierra Leone. So it wasn't like a long trip or anything on the water. So then they get to this place in 1822. So from 1822 to 2022 marks 200 years of that movement. And this is a movement of giving African Americans, or if you want to say free blacks, whatever, you go by, an opportunity to finally be free and have a country that they could govern themselves, and really start afresh, if you will. So that's what Liberia is, and this is what we're celebrating, is that 200-year mark. Now, about 4 years ago, we had the bright idea of, Liberia's coming up on its 200 years. It's going to take a lot of planning. Let's get moving. Let's try to put some things in place. So we came up with this whole diaspora thing, where we invite all of the diasporans out of America, Caribbean, everywhere, to come back to Liberia to celebrate with us, starting in December of 2021. Since the land was purchased in December of 1821, we started last year. We took John Amos, he lived in Liberia years back, like in the 70s. So he was really aware of everything that was going on. So for him, it was a homecoming, a reunion. He got to see old friends. He got to visit old places. He loves the food. He so eats the food. So he got to eat a lot of food from Liberia. He was so excited. And we made him chief, which is a huge thing in Liberia, to become a chief. We gave him an African name, all that good stuff. Land. So he has this piece of land he can build on there if he wants. Wow. So it was just a wonderful time. And I enjoy being a part of that. You have somebody like John Amos really come back after all these years and just enjoy himself. It was wonderful. His son, Casey Amos, came with us. Michael Blackson, the comedian, he also came with us. He too used to live in Liberia years ago. So we brought back a lot of different people, had a lot of activities going in the month of December. It was amazing. And then in February of this year, which is, this month, I just got back on Monday. Roland Martin went to Liberia. Roland Martin was there. He was reporting live, actually. So many days he did things live. Other days he took tours. You got to see Liberia, experience the culture, taste the food, all that good stuff. So we had an opportunity to take him on a tour, and he had an amazing time. Him and his producer Rodney, they were fabulous. The entire team was there with them on ground, and it was a really good thing to just see them in that, out having fun, but also doing their jobs. We went to Providence Baptist Church as part of the tour, and we talked with Reverend Reeves, with Laura Pritchard. It was just because Providence Baptist Church was the first church founded in Liberia, so we did take them back to see all of that in Providence Island, which is where the settlers landed, if you will. So the goal of this 200-year anniversary is to get as many people out of the diaspora, especially African Americans, since they played a huge role in the founding of Liberia, right? So we know Liberia was already there. We know that local Liberians were already on ground. But at that 200 mark, in 1822, when the African Americans came, we have a lot of more information from that time period. So we want to just celebrate the fact that free Blacks took it upon themselves to get on a ship, headed to a place that they knew nothing about, because they had been taken as slaves from there, but they had not been in West Africa or in Africa as a whole in such a long time. So they were so far removed from that. So to be able to go back, right, to a place that you know nothing about at this point, that took a lot. That took a lot, because even me right now to go and live somewhere else, having lived in America my entire life, it would be a little difficult. So for them to just say, forget it, we're going home, blah, 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 that was amazing. So we want to celebrate that because they did go. Some of them lost their lives, We want to also celebrate the people that they met there, because there were local Liberians who were already on ground. There were local Liberians who also helped them, even though things didn't go exactly the way we had hoped. There was some friction between the two groups, but the point of the matter is they left here and they went, and together, along with the local Liberians, they were able to formulate and get Liberia going. So we want to celebrate that. And part of celebrating that is to get many, many African Americans to come back to see what's on ground. There are so many investment opportunities there for you, for people of color. So you can come, just for anybody really can come and invest in tourism. You know what I mean? Agriculture. The land is so green and fertile. It's amazing to me to see all that greenery. So this entire year, we'll be taking a series of trips. In April, we've got a couple of groups going. In July, we have a group going. But what I wanted to talk about today was the group in November, because in November, that's a large group. Wow. We are trying to take as many African Americans as we can, which I think I sent you the flyer. The goal of November is to do a Pan-African tour. So we will be doing 5 days in Liberia and 5 days in Ghana. So you get to see both countries. And we chose we chose Ghana because Ghana is where the slaves were taken from. That was the last point before they left to come to America. And Liberia was the country in which they returned. You see what I'm saying? So we're looking at two countries where the African Americans returned to, and Ghana, where the African Americans left from as they came to America. So again, 5 days in Liberia and 5 days in Ghana. And during our 5 days in Liberia, we'll visit Providence Island, Providence Baptist Church. We'll see the reenactment of them coming to the shores. We'll also see the sign of the Declaration of Independence. We'll see the showing of the flag, the Declaration. Everything looks like that of America, because again, it was like a small America. It mirrored everything that was being done in America. Even the capital city, Monrovia, is named after President James Monroe, who was the president at the time when they left to go to Liberia. So we took a series of tours. We'll have investment summits so you guys can see what is on ground for investments. Then, of course, we'll go into Ghana. We'll visit the Amina Castle, which that's an emotional type of situation, because you do get to walk the path that your ancestors walk, and you get to see, get to experience what they experienced right before they came over. And it's an interesting time, because it is, like I said, very emotional.
I can see, when we were watching John, I can see and feel the emotion from him, and not just him, just and knowing that he was on an American show that was all over the world, Good Times, and then seeing him be there for him to say that him and say while he was speaking, it was coming from the heart. You heard it, you know. Any other, we all know him as acting and it's being an act, but that was an live moment for him to talk about being back home. And there's so many people that I've talked to, actually, Dr. Kulah, just talked about wanting to go to Africa, probably like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And, so hopefully I'm hoping that she's watching this show. Now let's talk about how one can make this happen. Now I know you can do 2 for 1, and you can, and let's talk about how people get there, because a lot of people don't know what it takes to leave from USA to go over to Africa. You have to have certain shots, you have to have passports, visas, you have to have a lot of things to go on. You have to know which hotels you're going to. So tell us, what does the package? The package is $4,800 for the 2 for 1, and then there's another price for 2 for 1.
Right. So it's $4,800. You get to go to both countries, which is Liberia and Ghana. We leave on Brussels Airlines out of New York on the 10th of November. We land in Liberia in the evening on the 11th. So we're just gonna get a warm welcome, which is very exciting. And then after that, we go to our hotel, and then our day 1 would be on the 12th. So we start some events. One of the major events that will be happening in Liberia at the time will be the Pan-African Gospel Festival. So this will be the first where we have an artist from Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, and somebody from America. I can't say who it is yet. So it'll be a wonderful, big gospel fest in Liberia that we're hoping to do on the 12th of November. But part of the package includes your round trip ticket, not round trip, but your one-way ticket from America to Liberia, your middle ticket from Liberia to Ghana, and then your return ticket from Ghana to back to New York. So all of that is included in that one package. Wow. And the hotel is also included, so you don't need to worry about where you'll be staying. Once you sign on with us, we'll send you the hotel. We have one hotel that we'll all be staying in, and then there's a second hotel if that goes into overflow. They're all 4 to 5 star hotels, so you don't have to worry. Very safe places. This also includes all of the excursions, so the trips will be taken. It also includes the the events. So if there are any events that we'll be doing on ground, is included. It includes your breakfast. The only thing not included would be your lunch and dinner. So and again, you're getting 2 countries for the price of one, because $4,800 usually, with all of those things included, is usually just one country. So the other thing not included, of course, is your visa. So you need a visa to get into Liberia. And when you go to our website, the information is there. You click on, there's a brochure. If you click on the brochure, that's right underneath the poster. So let me start over. When you get to the page, when you get to the landing page, there's a video. Right beneath the video, you'll see a poster. And it's a poster that talks about the trip. Right beneath the poster, there's a button that says, what does it say? It says brochure. Click on the brochure. It walks you through everything. It gives you the itinerary, everything that you're going to need for this trip. Now, one of the most interesting things that is on there, it talks about the visa for each place, and it tells you where to get those visas. So both Liberia and Ghana have embassies in Washington, D.C. You can get the visas from there. Liberia, on the other hand, also has a consulate general in Atlanta, New York, and Minnesota, and you can get visas from there as well. And then Ghana has a consulate general, I believe, in Houston. You can get your visa from there. So you do need to get the visa. You do need to have a shot. It's called a yellow fever shot. They'll give you that shot, and then you get a yellow book. The yellow fever shot can be taken it's not your doctor's office, because you need to go to a travel clinic. So so you just Google travel clinic in your area. I think on our website, I put some information about the travel clinic. Yeah. So you call the travel clinic and you go there. You just tell them you need the yellow fever shot because you're going to travel to West Africa. And then you pay your money, and then they'll give you the yellow fever shot. Now, something that has come down the pipe recently is this business of the COVID-19 vaccine. You have to have that to travel to Liberia. Yes, you have to have that shot. So
now, is that just the 2, or is it the 2 and the booster?
You don't have to have the booster, just the shot, just the original 2 shots.
Okay.
I mean, you could take the booster just for safety, but it's not a requirement to come to Liberia. The only requirement is you have the COVID card, and you only need 2 shots to get the COVID card.
Okay, and now the yellow fever, you go to the travel clinic. Now, what about children in the yellow fever? Can they? Is that,
They get the yellow fever as well. My kids took it. Yeah, they get the yellow fever as well. And the funny thing is, I haven't heard of anyone getting a yellow fever, any of those things well, I don't know, but they make you do it because this is something that's a requirement to travel to West Africa. And then you need to get malaria pills. That's another safety precaution.
malaria pills or the shot? Which one is it? Pills
You can do the shot, but I don't like shots, so I recommend the pills. I don't like shots. The pills are easy. You take it once a week, and you're good to go. And then they have pills that you can do every day, but the once a week works beautifully. I've taken it every time I've gone, and I go many, many times each year, and I've been fine.
And can you get those from the travel clinic as well?
Yes, yep. So the malaria pills or shot, and the yellow fever shot are at the clinic, the travel clinic.
And are they covered? Do you know? You may not know this, and you may regarding like insurances. Do they cover? Is it covered?
No, they don't cover it. They don't cover. I mean, your COVID-19 shot, of course, is free, but the yellow fever and the other thing is not covered. Not by HMO, maybe PPO, but I'm not sure. You have to check that. I have an HMO and they don't cover it.
Now, or can you pay cash for the yellow fever?
Yes, you can pay cash.
And how do you know how much that runs about?
$250 to $300 usually.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's for life. So once you take that shot, it's for life. You can travel to any part of Africa you want. You never have to take it again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now one thing I want to talk about, a lot of people have, they take regular medications and things like that. And with travel, you can't really bring those things, with you. You can bring them with you, but you only have to bring a certain amount. So how would that go? I did see on the website, it says that you can have your medications delivered to Liberia as well.
You can. It just takes a little longer. I suggest, because we're only going for 10. You should be able to take enough for 10 days on the plane. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, because we had quite a few people. Even John, he brought his medicine on the plane. So yeah, they don't make that.
Awesome. It's just amazing. I'm glad you even gave me a call. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about Dr. Kulah. She's such a sweetheart. And she's a producer. She does movies in Providence. If you guys have yet to see the movie Providence, we were at the screening of that. And blessing, truly. So I don't want to get too far off gear because I know you have something great that you need to do today. Now, let's talk about the trip to Liberia, and also let's talk about the activities that are going to happen. And if someone, not only that, let's talk about the investments. Right. What type of investments that? Because I know there's so much, and people don't even realize they've invested a lot in America, right, and gotten their investment back on what they invested in here in America. How can one go in advance to invest in Liberia? How can they do that in advance?
Okay, so what I suggest is people come on ground to see what's there to invest in. Started with this trip here in November, if a lot of people come, you get to see what's there. Tourism is a big one. So a lot of people, you can have like an Airbnb. Like I'm be honest, I'm getting ready to invest in an Airbnb. So there's a place there. They're building some diaspora homes. You can get a home for a reasonable amount of money. And then you can use that to do an Airbnb. You can do a hotel. You can get beach property because Liberia is so beautiful. The water around there, it's like none other. So you can do a lot with your money. Agriculture is another one. Cocoa. There are some countries making so much money of cocoa. There are countries making so much money of banana. You can get a banana plant where you can make bananas, peanuts. All those things are, agriculture type things. There's so much that you can do. So when we're on ground, we're going to have an investment summit. And at that summit, we're going to walk you through the process, tell you exactly what it takes to invest there. We're going to have some people from the different branches talking to you about, the investment opportunities. So you can get the information firsthand. We'll have sign-up sheets if people want to sign up for what they're interested in. We make sure to put you in direct contact with people who are over those industries. So that way, you don't have to come to us each time. You go directly to the source for those investments. So that's what we're prepared to do in Liberia. And I'm telling you, $100,000, $50,000 it can go a long way. And then if you decide to group with someone else, because that's another thing, like-minded people do so much better. So we'll have other people who are in those industries that you can talk to. If you want to join somebody who already has a business, that started, you can do that. If you have a couple of people that you met on the trip that you guys decide you want to do it together, you can do that. But at the end of the day, the point is you'll be introduced to people who are thinking along those same lines. So that's pretty much what the investment summit is going to entail.
Now let's talk about the money exchange, because we know the money exchange from the U.S. dollars to African U.S. it's kind of different.
Yeah.
And what should people bring? Because not everybody is business minded. So what should
Right.
they bring with them when they're trying to do their investments? Now I know people that have their corporations here, they have to make sure they're licensed, and they have the LLC and all those type of things. But when they bring those over to Africa, what type of things would they need? Should they make sure that they
Well,
have
if you're gonna, yeah, if you're extending your business from here, then that's another ball game. But you would have to register your business in Liberia. So that's the first thing. The fees are not as high as here, but you do have to register there, and we'll have people on hand that can help you walk through that process. We have legal advisors that can talk with you about the best way to do it. You can set up a 501c. I've got 2 501cs in Liberia. You can set up 501c if that's what you want to do. If you're opening a school, if you're opening whatever it is you choose to do, we have people on ground that can help you with that. So you have to go to LRA and make sure you pay your money to open up your business, because that's the first thing that you'll need to do. Land wise, I know the issue of citizenship comes up, but as long as you're a person of African descent, meaning if you're Black, you can become a citizen of Liberia. There's a pathway to that. It takes a year or so, a couple of years. However, we're working on other ways that you can do that. Now, land ownership, as long as you're a person of color, you are able to own land. There's a process for that as well. But once you make up your mind and you are interested in getting land, then we put you in touch with those people that can help you navigate the system.
Is there a way on the website? I know on the website also, for those who are wanting to go to the November trip, there's also there's ways that you can rent cars, just in case if you one day you just want to go out and about on your own, rent cars, to see the place as well.
Oh yeah,
and there's healthcare partners out there.
Huh?
I said also there's healthcare partners out there as well. So if people want to see if their insurance is compatible or whatever the case, they can find out if they need doctors and whatever they need, they can call them and find out if that's something they want to transition to do. And also if they want to see if, and what I'm thinking, I met this amazing doctor at the Veteran Affairs. His name is Dr. Abatunde, and he's actually from Liberia as well. And we know that there's a lot of doctors here that are from Africa that are here doing doctoring here in the States that are great doctors, because some people are stuck on, well, I don't know, I love my doctor and things like that, but still there's doctors here in America that are doing working wonders. I mean, it should be easy.
Yeah. So there is a doctor that we're also working with. One of the things I forgot to tell you that's included in this package as well is your transportation. So transportation for all of the activities are included. But like you say, if somebody wants to go off on their own, there are rental car services, and we make sure everybody's going to have a packet of information in there. We'll put the card for the rental car companies that we're affiliated with that you can call to set up, a pickup. And then wise, we have a doctor that we're working with on ground that you can purchase a small insurance policy from as you're going to Liberia. So that way you feel a little safer, if you will. She was trained both here in the U.S. and in Ghana. She's a very good doctor. She has her own practice there. So you'll be in good hands. So that's it for the insurance. And then, like I said, again, the transportation, easy. Very, very easy. And
are there deadlines? I know, because you don't want to go get too many people. What are the deadlines for the November trip? What are the deadlines?
So that's the other thing. We're giving people an opportunity to space it out, the payment, space out their payments. So the first payment actually is due on March the 15th. But if you need some help with that, then give us a call. The number is on the website. But one of the things is March the 15th is your first payment, which is your initial payment. There are 4 equal payments. So if it's $4,800, you just divide it by 4. Your first payment will be due March the 15th. And then every other month, you make another payment. So March, April, May is your second payment. July is your third payment. And then September is your final payment.
Or you can pay it all. You can pay it all at once if you have it.
If you have it, you can do it all at once. Yep. And then the way you do, because there are a lot of fees involved, and I want people to deal directly with the agents. So what you would do, right next to the brochure button. After you've reviewed the brochure and you come back to the site, you click on, I think it says purchase. When you click on that, it takes you to the information for the travel agent. So her phone number is there and the email is there. So you just contact the travel agent and then you can do your payment that way.
Guys, I'm on the website here. I'm trying to be, cognizant of what I'm doing to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do here. However, let's talk about, and you say you can get your visas. You can get your visas here, and if you have your passport. And I know some people have their passports and they may be expiring. You can't travel with expired passport.
Yeah, if it's expiring, if it's within 6 months of expiration, you can't travel. You have to get a new passport. So that's why we're telling people now, early enough, to start looking into that, trying to get passports if it's going to be something,
And tell us about, there's also with the COVID-19, you have to be tested
negative.
Negative test for 7 days.
Yeah, so all of that's on there. You have to have the card showing that you have your shots, but you also have to be COVID negative to get on the flight.
And what about, do they set the electronic cards? I know that they're doing that too.
Well, so far at the airport, they have been taking just the paper ones. Now, things change every day. Let me just put it like that. So I can look into that to see, but for now, it's been the electronic. I mean, it's been the paper cards to be allowed on the flight. Gotcha. So I'll check and see.
Yeah, I just found this out probably about 2, 3, maybe a week or two ago that they were doing electronic cards. I don't feel comfortable with doing electronic cards because I know they can be manipulated and all those types of things. Yeah, the paper one is in your wallet. That's almost like putting your passport out there on electronically. It's really not that safe.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What about activities for children? If you go, what about the activities for children?
Oh my gosh, we've got some beautiful places for the kids to participate in, some activities for them to participate. One of the things is a trip to Libasa. Is a beautiful resort. Beautiful, beautiful resort. They have a children's area, and the place where we stay is not too far from there. But there are pools, those kinds of activities. We're going to visit the chimps, so they have a little chimpanzee area where you can see them. There are a lot of places we're going to go that have animals. So there are a lot of fun things for children to do. A lot of fun things.
Now, including the pack, and this is just something that I've always loved. I've always seen I like the wildlife and things like that. Are there going to be those tours that you can go and see the wildlife?
So on this trip in November, there's not like a big wildlife, but there is a wildlife facility that we will be going to at Libasa. But those are smaller animals. We're not doing like the Sapo rainforest is where you would go, but it's a long trip. It takes like a full day to get there. So we're trying not to do that one on this trip, but there are opportunities to see smaller wildlife animals.
And is there the possibility for, if people want to purchase land there, is there on the website somewhere that they can look prior to their trip to see if they want to invest in land or house or buying personal?
We don't have that on the website, but now that you mention it, I like that idea, or maybe putting it on the website. I will look into that and see if anybody on ground wants to, put their locations on the site. So that's an idea. But usually what happens is when you come to Liberia, we do take tours. So you can see everything that's there, and if you want to purchase land or you want to purchase a ready-made house, all of those opportunities are available.
That's me. I'm always, I think I'm usually, I like to be like proactive. So if I get there, I'm like, okay, that's it. I want to go see what I'm going to purchase. I want to go, I want to walk in it. I want to walk around. I want to pray on it. And
exactly.
Now, what about service, like church services? Are there going to be those type of things that are offered as well?
Yeah. So Providence Baptist Church, which is the first church founded in the nation, because remember now in Liberia, we're there for only 5 days. So we're going to go to church Providence, but there are other churches as well. If people are interested in going to other churches, the Methodist Church was the second church founded. The Presbyterian Church was the third. So those three are right in the city. They make a triangle, but there are other churches there. I know the Rock has a church and a few other churches are there. So if people are interested, you just have to make the arrangements to get there. So like we have the tour buses that pick us up in the morning and take us to where we want to go. So you would tell us ahead of time so that we would know to drop you off at the church of your choice.
And what about the weather in November? Okay, in the States, it's usually normally cold in November, December. So what's
not over there? No, it's hot. So that's just the beginning of our dry season.
Wow. What's the temperature like out there around the time? See, the temperatures are kind of different.
I was talking. I was talking to Roland Martin. We were on ground last week, and he says, "This is a different kind of hot." I said, "I know that's right." Because, woo! Like right now, it is incredibly hot. It's not that bad because it's just the beginning of the dry season, so it's not as bad. But right now, it's pretty hot. So I would say
I like
in
hot
November,
though.
maybe we're looking at like 80, 90 degrees. Uh, in November, yeah, between 80 and 90 degrees. Like right now, we may have been looking at 90 something degrees because it was very, very hot.
I
This
like
month.
hot. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can really do
And there are beaches everywhere. So trust me, everywhere you will find beaches. So you won't be hot for long.
that.
Yes.
I know. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So,
Mhm.
how has Providence done, and what's your next move in regarding doing Passion on
So
Netflix?
it's funny that you asked that. So Providence, when we shot Providence, we shot it with the intentions of, um, well, in anticipation, I should say, in anticipation of this 200-year anniversary. We wanted to be able to showcase the movie, maybe on Netflix or somewhere else, so the African Americans can know about this country that you know, their ancestors helped us to, um, I guess helped to start, if you will, because they worked with the local people to really get things moving back in the 1800s. So we have not done much with it because COVID hit in 2020. We had an opportunity for some, to put the film out, but it didn't go so well, and then things happened. So now we're back trying to do that. Well, the goal
Mhm.
was to have African Americans watch the film in anticipation coming to Liberia in 2022. So what
Mhm.
we've been doing is showing the film and then doing a discussion on bridging the gap between African Americans. Sometimes African Americans will say, "Oh, you guys sold us into slavery," and then sometimes Africans are like, "Well, well, you guys don't like us because you think we're here to take your jobs." So there's always some there used to be that talk all the time, and I'm just like, no, we're all one people. We have to, learn to get along, and things have gotten better than they were back in the 70s and 80s. So we
Mhm.
wanted people to watch the film and talk about the gaps. If there are any gaps, so let's bridge those gaps before we move forward. So that has been one of the things that we've been doing, and here in Black showed the film and we talked about it. In April in Liberia, we're going to show it again. We're going to have a discussion there. And then I think we're planning something in Virginia because the first 10 presidents of Liberia were all African Americans, many of which came from Virginia. So we're going to show it in Virginia and have a discussion sometime in April, between the
Hey,
end of March.
I'm only about 2 hours from Virginia, so let me know.
Okay, so you come on and join us then on that day. I'll make sure I tell you when we're doing it. So they're
Okay.
working on getting me a date. Yeah, they're working on getting me a date. But we've been using the movie as a tool to just talk about how, just Africans and African Americans as a whole, Caribbeans, everybody can work together as one people, as we strive to do investments and all those kinds of things in Africa. So that's our big pull with the push, I should say, with the movie, is really to just talk about how we are more alike than we are different.
Now, how should one? I'm just thinking about this. I started thinking about, when I make my way there in November, December. How
Mhm.
should one pack? Is it because it's 5 days? That's 10 outfits, and you don't want to pack. You don't want to overpack. Like, I guess you need to learn
Right.
how to pack right so you can
Yeah.
get stuff at home.
I would say make sure you bring enough bathing suits because you'll probably be swimming quite a few days. So bring enough bathing suits. Normally, I would say bring 2 dress-up outfits, so in case you want to go out in the evening. But this is in Liberia. Then you have another 5 days in Ghana because it's 5 in Liberia and 5 in Ghana. So I would say 2 dress-up outfits for evening events in Liberia and maybe another 2 for Ghana. Definitely at least 2 bathing suits because if one is wet, you can use the other one because I'm sure, you know.
And
Um,
let's talk about the
Clothing
shop.
wise,
Shopper.
huh?
Let's talk about the shopping.
Yes. Oh, shopping. Yeah, shopping is good. Clothing wise, I would recommend summer dresses for the ladies and short t-shirts for the guys. That kind of stuff. Nothing warm. You will not need a jacket. That's for sure. No jackets. I mean, if you want to put a little shawl that stops here on the arms, you can. But I wouldn't recommend anything longer than the top of your
Your
arms.
elbows, huh?
Yes, because you will be burning up like fire. So, yeah, because it is pretty hot.
Now let's talk about what malls or what. Let's talk about the shopping. What malls are close to the hotel? I didn't get a
So
chance to.
in Liberia, they don't have many malls. There's only one mall, I believe, and they're building a second mall. There's one mall in Liberia, then there's a second one. But they have a lot of shops. Lots of shops. There are some shops that are very expensive for people who have money, and then there's some shops for us regular gals. who just want to buy a nice outfit. There are shops that sell African clothes, so they cater mostly to African clothes. There are shops that cater to European clothes and American clothing. So it's just what you want. And then there's shops that have a mixture of both. And we have a big shopping day as part of our tour. So we take you to the shopping areas, and you guys get to shop till you drop. Yeah.
And they do take, they do have like the credit card. They do take the credit cards and stuff
credit
like
cards,
that.
Visa check cards.
Yeah.
They take credit cards, Visa check cards, all that good stuff.
And traveler's checks. And
now, yes. So the money in Liberia is the US dollar, but they also have a local currency. But not many people use a local currency, to be honest. A lot of people that travel just come in with the US dollars and they use it. However, you get more for your money when you change from the US dollar to the local currency.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the money transfer. Just so people don't travel, you know what I mean? And people, a lot of people haven't traveled. Just want to make sure that we're covering all ground. I know you have something that you need to do. So I want you to send some positive vibes out there and let them know why this trip could mean the world to them. I know it means the world to me just to free me, even knowing I'm ready to book my trip. And Dr. Kulah, you're just truly an amazing beauty. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I try. So are you.
Now, what are the positives in making this trip well worth it for them?
Well, the positive is, I tell people, if you are an African American or anybody of color, you have not experienced anything until you've come to the continent, right? So come to the continent. My children they went to Ghana one time, and then this December they went to Liberia for the first time. And every time you go to one of these countries, it's like a new experience because you get to smell the air, meet the people, and these people look just like you, and they're very cool people. You get to learn. Some of them will try to teach you their local language, so you get to learn a couple of words in something from whichever language or dialect you're speaking. It's a unique experience because, again, many people who have not been to Africa, that this is where your ancestors came from. So to be able to go back and really be a part of that is amazing. And then 2, the investment opportunities are incredible, just incredible over there, because especially in Liberia where everything is new, because they had a civil war years back, and not much happened after that. So it's like new territory. So you get to have that opportunity to invest in something that is booming, like where I have my couple of investments. There's not much there, but I like it that way because now it's an opportunity for more to come.
For the building of it, yes.
Yes, the building, and more people are building now on that road. And most of the people building on that road now are people from the US. So you have a whole city pretty soon of mostly people from the US. So it'll be just like you live in any other neighborhood. That's a gated community, Millennium Estates. They're putting a place down there with houses in the 300,000s. Houses, you can get a house as small as one for 35,000. You can get a house as large as one. I think one of the houses is like 500,000. There's a swimming pool. There's a gated community. There's a mall. They're building the mall. Everything is there in one place. It's wonderful. So, and it's on the same road as where I am. There's an opportunity for a school. There's just so much there. So if you've not been to Africa, get your bags packed. We're doing 2 Pan-African countries for the price of 1. You can have investments in both Liberia and Ghana. The flight between the 2 countries is only an hour and a half. You can't beat that, right? So you could be doing business in both places if you want. But Africa is inviting all people of color to come home and invest. Liberia is with a shared history with America, with the African Americans. I think it's a wonderful place for you to start your investment opportunities. You've got people that look like me and you who have lived in America their entire life, who have now moved home. You've got people who are African Americans who are living in Liberia and have been there for a very long time. I've got many friends like that. They come to America once a year, if even that. I've got one group of African American guys who have been in Africa for 4 years and they have not come back to America. They love it that much. They said, "Oh no, we're staying here." I've got one guy right now. He went in November. He said, "I'm not going back to America. I'm staying here." So it's an opportunity to just feel one with your people. So that we invite you all to come and join us. It's going to be a wonderful time.
Now, one more thing I have to ask you is, now when we're talking about investments, because I know that when you put this out there, there's also people that will try to do scams, do scams and try to overcome what we're doing.
Yes.
So I guess this is just from me, and you can recommend something to go through the Liberian of Diaspora website to get all your information, to do all that exchanging from that website instead of going
only that website.
Yes.
Only that website for now. And our phone number is on there. The email address is on there so that you deal directly with us. And if it's a specific type of investment that you're interested in, we will put you directly in contact with the people who are in charge of that so that you don't get scammed. So that you know what I mean? You need to be in direct contact. You don't need to be talking to everybody and anybody about this because, like you say, this is going to open up another avenue for people to scam.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. If you have, so because this is our mother country we're talking about, and we need to be very, very protective over what they're doing and very protective over this opportunity. And if you see something that is not, doesn't seem like it's right, I need you guys to go on the website to see how you can report it to the Liberian Year of Diaspora so that they can stop it in an instant so that no one else will, get attacked if that is the case. So we want to make sure we protect our homeland and protect those who have put this beautiful event together for everyone to go back to the homeland. So if you do see something, say something.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Have an amazing day today. I love you, beautiful. Tell me.
Thank you.
Soon. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, there you go. That was Dr. Kulah, and she is doing amazing work, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it from Dr. Clarice Kulah herself. That was an amazing positive vibes. There was positive energy flowing all throughout the studio here this morning. I want you guys to know that. And she said it. The first payment is due very, very soon. So look into it. Go to the website. It's scrolling at the bottom for you guys who want to get more information regarding this amazing opportunity to visit the motherland. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to just indulge. Have an amazing Friday. Thank you for tuning in to Positive Vibes with Trey Lou here in studio on Positive Vibes. Have an amazing day. Going to end with my favorite song by Frank Edwards, okay? Here we go. This is one of my favorite songs. We're going to end this with this song, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of my favorite songs. And then we're going to be down. I'm going to play the song because the song is truly a blessing. I heard about the song. I first heard the song when I was working at Vision Radio 105.1 FM. Wanted to share this with you. It's truly a great song. It's by Frank Edwards, Under the Canopy. Let's jam it on out here, y'all. See you in Africa, guys. I want you to jam it out with me on this show. Jam it out on this show with Dr. Clarice. You alone. I put my trust. Have an amazing Friday. Hope you guys will get yourself geared up, to be in Africa this December of 2022. Truly amazing to see John Amos felt the love of being back in his home country. Y'all put my trust in you guys. Yes, you cover me. Yes, you yes, you cover me. Have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to listen to the song. Listen to the song when you can. Signing off, this is your Trey Lou with Positive Vibes. Have an amazing Friday. Thank you for tuning in to all you guys. God bless you. This is my season of increase. This is the season of increase, y'all. Get your investments. Take care of invest in African land. Invest in homes, housing. See you in Africa November, December of 2022. amazing Friday. Be safe. God bless you. And prayers for our troops. God bless.